Before we go anywhere, let's take one breath together. So inhale through your nose and slowly exhale, softening your shoulders. I am Holly, and this is the healing power of sound. So in the last episode, we talked about what sound therapy really is. Vibration interacting with biology. Today we're going a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about frequency and how it directly affects your nervous system. So let's simplify this. Frequency is simply the speed of vibration, how fast something oscillates. So low frequency is slower waves. High frequency means it's faster waves. Your brain operates in frequencies. Your heart and your breath are in rhythm. So you are not separate from frequency. You are frequency. And when we introduce external frequency into the body through sound, it interacts with the rhythms we already have that are already happening inside of us. And your system responds. So your brain moves through different patterns depending on your state, or your current state, or whatever state you're going into, or we'll just say current state. No need to go off topic. So when you're stressed, alert, problem solving, that's beta. Those are the faster waves. And when you're relaxed but awake, that's alpha. When you're deeply relaxed, meditative, or drifting towards sleep, that's theta. And deep sleep is delta. Sound encourages the brain. So sound can encourage the brain, if I can talk right today. So sound can encourages the brain to shift states. Repetitive, steady tones give the brain something consistent to synchronize with. This is called entrainment. Your brain begins to match the external rhythm. Just like the two pendulums that we spoke about swinging together, the brain likes rhythm. Excuse me. The nervous system likes predictability, and predictability feels safe. So now let's zoom out a little bit to the nervous system. You have two main branches at play. You have the sympathetic, your fight or flight, or you have the parasympathetic, the rest and repair. And so when you're anxious or chronically stressed, the sympathetic system is dominant. Your heart rate increases, your breathing becomes shallow, your muscles tighten, and your digestive slows. Because, you're in fight or flight. Well, maybe not fight or flight yet, but that's the system that you're in, and that's what happens. And so when we slow things down, steady frequencies are introduced. The body has the opportunity to shift toward the parasympathetic side. Not because we force it, but because we offer a rhythm. And that rhythm influences regulation. When rhythm stabilizes, like I said, I can't talk today. That's okay, you get the truth me. It's awful. That's alright. I still got my notes, we're good. Just to keep me on track. So when safety increases, so when the rhythm stabilizes, safety increases. When safety increases, healing becomes possible. So one thing I do want to talk about, and I do want to kind of ground into something, is that there's a lot of online about specific healing frequencies. So you have like 432 and 528. Certain tone, I was kind of like obsessed with this for a little while, and like, oh, what are my bowls? What are this? What is that? And certain tones can be like the frequency of love or DNA repair, but my perspective, frequency matters, but the nervous system isn't going to respond to numbers. It's not going to say, oh, I know this number is this, so we're going to do this. So it's really paying attention to yourself. All right, going back in order. So your nervous system responds to pattern. repetition, rhythm, tone quality, volume, context, your relationship with the sound. Two people can listen to the same exact tone and have two completely different experiences. Because your history, your stress load, your trauma exposure, your emotional state all shape how you receive frequency. So instead of chasing that perfect number to focus on, which I get, they do, like, I have one of those whatever frequency things in my office, and if I want something emitted into the air for like either healing or focus or something, that's like the time to use them. But when you're just doing sound, it doesn't matter. So I focus on, is the sound creating coherence? Is it regulating the breath? Is it softening the muscle tension? Is it predictable enough for the nervous system to feel safe? Healing isn't discovering a magic code. It's about restoring rhythm over time. And that's a very different approach. Both have their approaches when needed. So I do want to go over the difference really between gongs and bowls. So different instruments create different nervous system responses. Crystal bowls tend to produce more sustained tones. They're steady, they're clear, they're predictable. For many people, that predictability feels safe. Gongs are a little different. They produce many layers of overtones and shifting frequencies all at once. It's not just one note, it's a spectrum of notes when it comes to gongs. And that complexity can feel expansive, or it can feel really intense. I've had people that have expressed that they've become fearful with it, and others think it's like, I don't want to say like a trip or anything, but like almost like it does something. They see colors, and so it can be two completely different experiences. So for someone with a regulated system, it can feel like a full body reset. For someone with a highly activated or trauma sensitive system, it might feel overwhelming. Not because the gong is bad, but because the complexity can feel like chaos to a nervous system that's already overloaded. That's why pacing matters. That's why safety matters, and that's why facilitation matters. Sound is very, very powerful, and power needs context. I was going to get into something, but I'll leave it for another one. I know it's going to come up again. So, if you live in chronic anxiety or external baseline, or your internal baseline rhythm is fast, fast thoughts, fast breath, fast heart rate, fast talking like I'm doing right now, and I need to slow down. Like you're scanning your environment really fast. When slow frequency is introduced, two things can happen. Sometimes it feels like a relief. Other times it can feel uncomfortable. Because slowing down can feel unfamiliar, and unfamiliar can feel unsafe. And it can feel unsafe to the system because it's so used to going so fast. So instead of forcing calm, what we're doing is retraining the rhythm gradually over time. That way the nervous system learns slower is safe, and that learning is what changes the baseline of anxiety. So I want to dip into something a little bit different here. Well, it's not really different, but I want to talk about coherence a little bit more. And when the system becomes coherent, meaning your heart rhythm, your breath rhythm, your brain rhythm begin to align, that is coherence, and it can influence other systems. And it's true inside your body. And interesting research is beginning, well, not beginning, it's been Dr. Joe Dispenza has been doing a lot with heart math, and heart math is the one that measures the coherence. But that's all I'm going to say for this one, because I don't want to get too far into it, because I have a whole nother episode with that. But I just want to say here, that they have been researching how coherence between people can occur as well. So, but that will be for another one. But I just want you to understand that coherence spreads inside you first and then outward. So I want to do a little experiment. Not experience, but experience. Something simple. So I want you to take a nice inhale. Inhale in through the nose, and on your exhale, hum softly. Not loud, just steady. Just a... and just let it fade off. You can do it a few times if you want. However many times. It's up to you. And just, I want you to notice what happens in your chest. Notice how your exhale lengthens. Notice how your mind quiets, even slightly. That is vibration. That frequency interacting directly with your nervous system. Simple, accessible, powerful. So how does frequency affect your nervous system? It influences rhythm. It encourages entrainment. It helps shift the body from high alert to regulation. It doesn't override your system. It invites it into coherence. In the next episode, we're going to go a little bit deeper into humming, the vagus nerve, nitric oxide, and why something so simple can have such a profound psychological impact. So stay with me. We're going to build this layer by layer.